When you vote in the state of Maine, you are keeping our democracy strong and continuing the long history of citizen participation in the governing of our state and nation. To vote in Maine, you must first register to vote, which you can do anytime before or on Election Day. The general election takes place every even-numbered year on the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. But there are other times when you may also be called upon to vote. Maine holds referenda elections in November of the odd-numbered years to vote on citizen initiatives, people's vetoes, bond issues, and other statewide ballot questions the legislature sends to the ballot. You can vote in the party primaries, which take place in June of the even-numbered year. Special elections are also called from time to time, and you'll need to vote whenever your town or city brings forth issues, candidates for office, or its annual municipal and school budgets for approval. For statewide elections, you can get informed on the issues by reading our annual State of Maine Voter Guide, which is published on our website in the fall. Every town and city has its own places where people vote, called voting places or the polls. You can call your town office or city hall to find out where you vote, or use the online voter information lookup service. The polls open between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., depending on the size of your town, and all voting places close at 8 p.m. on Election Day. When you arrive at your voting place, you'll need to check in with election officials to confirm that you are registered, and they'll hand you the correct ballot for your voting districts. Then you can take your ballot to one of the private voting booths and mark your selections. If you have difficulty reading or marking a ballot for any reason, just ask the election officials to use the Accessible Voting System, or AVS, which provides options such as enlarged text and an audio ballot. The AVS also allows voters to mark their ballot using a touchscreen, a keypad with Braille, or other devices. If you need help voting, you can bring along a relative or friend, or ask an election official. Your helper does not need to be a registered voter or even old enough to vote. But please note that Maine law does not allow your employer or union official to aid you in voting. If you can't make it to the polls on Election Day, or you'd simply rather vote at your own convenience, you can vote absentee on or before Election Day. Any registered Maine voter can request an absentee ballot by calling your town office, using our online service, or by mail. The ballot is then mailed to your home. Just make sure you request your ballot no later than 3 business days before the election, and return it to your town clerk by 8 p.m. on Election Day. You can also complete your absentee ballot at your clerk's office prior to Election Day and simply hand it in when you're done. However you choose to vote, in person or absentee, be sure to make your voice heard in the democratic process. Every vote really does count.